Happy Super Sunday. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. Uh, it's real simple today. Actually, it's not, but it's real simple. It's either the Vols move on to Omaha or the Vols are going to the house today. So which team shows up today? Let's make no mistake about it. This is a good Evansville team. They've proven it. The environment is not too much for them. Anytime they've got hit in the mouth, they punch back. Who does more punching basically is where it is. Evansville did more yesterday. They took the first blows. They bounced back. Tennessee could not recover from it. Today, we're going to look to pitch and matchup first. And the big thing yesterday, and, I've kind of had that night to sleep on it and stuff. My thoughts have really not changed a whole lot on it. I'm going to briefly hit my thoughts on yesterday as I move forward, but the pitching was not good enough. Beam, excellent for 3 innings, not good for, another inning and a third, inning and 2/3. Really bad for that inning and a third, inning 2/3. Can't remember which it was off the top of my head now. Cannell, 1 batter, nothing. Got nothing out. Sneed was bad. He was as bad as he's been all year yesterday. Banky, I said at first he gave up 3 hits in an inning, a third, gave up the home run. He didn't have it either. The only one you could say that really threw well when in the long grand scheme of things yesterday was J.J. Garcia. He kept them in that game in the 9th when he pitched the 8th, enabled Tennessee to have that shot in the 9th. But, their pitching has to be better today. I'm going to talk about pitching here in just a minute. The coaching has to be better today. The hitting has to be better today. A couple of decisions I still don't like from yesterday, and I hate to use the word, they weren't serious about winning. But number one, there's no reason for Lowry to be playing second base. And I know he didn't really kill him yesterday, but, early in the game, he struck out where he stood there and act shocked that he struck out. This was after a pathetic attempt to put down a bunt. There's nothing irritates me more than a guy down at the bottom of the order who can't hit their weight, who can't get a bunt down. Least you should be able to do is get a bunt down. He couldn't do it, and then he struck out. Then would have moved the runner up, would have helped with getting, another run, which would have been big in the end. And then Lowry again later on, he did get a hit. They didn't get him in, but then later on he had a 2-0 count, pitcher struggling. He flies out and ends the inning on it. There's no reason he should be. If he comes in pinch runs for somebody, fine. As far as him in the lineup, no way. No way on that one. And then the other decision that really got me, especially in how he had looked in his previous 2 at-bats, was in the 9th inning, 1 out. We've seen this situation numerous times this year. I do not want Cal Stark hitting with the game on the line. He might come through earlier on in the game. You can't tell me Dalton Bargo would not have been a better option. Now, could Bargo have gotten up there and strike out? Sure. He could have got there and struck out as well. It's not even a question who I'm hitting in that situation, though, because you could have went to Charlie Taylor right after that, and he would have gave you solid catching back there as well. 2 previous at-bats. I know Stark had the double earlier on, and I think he was hit by a pitch earlier on, but his 2 previous at-bats to pitchers similar to Shane Harris, they made him look awful. What did Harris do to Stark at the end? Made him look awful. That was not a good decision to bat him in that situation. If it had been a lefty, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with it against that righty who his main pitch is that slider. They said he throws it 50% of the time. He threw it more than 50% yesterday. I would have taken my chances with Bargo or some freaking body. All right. There's no way in that situation Stark hits for me. There's just no way. It was an automatic out. It was what it was. Peebles, prior to that, excellent at bat to get the walk. And then, I'm still not going to fault Christian Moore. I'm going to say it boils back down to he was playing DH. It requires a totally different mindset to DH versus when you're in the field. It just does. All right. You're over there. If you've ever sat in a dugout, keep in mind, these are young men still, 18 to 22, 23-year-olds. There's still going to be some goofiness going on in that dugout. If you've ever sat in a high school dugout or anything, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, these guys aren't much older than the high school ones. All right. They may be technically adults. You can't tell me there's some silliness not going on over there during the game. Tony Vitello's already said 100% Christian Moore's in the field today. I think that affected him. We saw it with Billy Amick earlier in the season when he DH'd. he didn't do his thing. He didn't hit well at all. It's a different mindset. You've got to keep yourself mentally prepared for it. Maybe that's why guys struggle with it for Tennessee now. It is a different mindset. There's no doubt about it. Getting into today's game, keys to victory for me. Here's how I go with it. I know from what I've seen, we know it'll be Xander Sechrist for Tennessee. From what I've seen, the only thing I've found said for Evansville, it will be Kevin Reed. 7.38 ERA in the season. He started 14 times in 16 appearances, 57 and a third innings pitched, 40 strikeouts. He is a lefty. Tennessee has feasted on lefties this weekend. That, to me, I like that. Now, here's going to be the key for Tennessee. I don't know for sure that Reed is. I saw it on a website. I think it was Saturday Down South speculated that it was Reed. And Reed does have the third most starts on the team. We've not seen him this weekend. I mean, that's a pretty logical guess that we see him. I kind of thought it may be Hansman since they pulled him after just an inning yesterday, because I know the announcers were speculating he might go the distance, but he didn't. And then you got to factor in, I got to think, I've seen some question, will Shane Harris be available today? With the season on the line, I got to think Shane Harris is available today. I don't think there's any doubt about it. If it comes down to it, he's going to want the ball. All right. It's, do they be careful with their arms or what? I guarantee you ask any pitcher on either staff probably today, and they're going to tell you they're good to go. That brings me to Tennessee staff today. Here's how I roll with it. Okay. This to me, now, granted, this relies on the pitchers locating. This relies on them being on their game today. I'm going Sechrist, and we got to hope Sechrist gives us solid outing. If Sechrist gets in a little bit of trouble, now, we saw last weekend he worked himself out of trouble, and they eventually pulled him out. I can't remember how many innings they went, and they went Snead. After yesterday, I'll be honest with you, I cannot see going back to Cannell nor Snead unless it's just a necessity. Snead, what I saw yesterday, would give me no confidence. In Evansville, they've seen Cannell 2 days in a row. He did pretty good his first inning. Since that, he's not had good luck against them. So here's where I go with it today. I know A.J. Causey threw 82 on Friday. I still have to think with the season on the line, A.J. Causey is going to be ready to go at some point today. I don't know for how long. If he could just give an inning, a couple batters, or if he can go numerous innings. I got to think we transition from Sechrist to A.J. Causey, unless Sechrist goes maybe 5-6 innings, the Vols bats are on, and they have a big lead. Then maybe you can hit it with Combs or something. Maybe Snead comes in, relaxes in that case. I don't know with it. But I think here's your key is getting from Sechrist to Aaron Combs at the end. Where's the bridge with that? To me, it goes Sechrist, it goes Causey for what he can give you. If I have to go somebody else, I'm going Dylan Loy. And I'm not even going to hesitate with that based on what we saw yesterday, because Evansville has not seen Loy this weekend. I'm going Dylan Loy, and then I'm transitioning to Aaron Combs. Or I go Sechrist, I go Causey, I go Combs. That's where I'm going. And, I'll let it dictate other than that. But that's really the guys I kind of trust. And if I'm going down, I'm going down with my best. To me, your best are Combs. Your best is Causey. And really, over the last month, Xander Sechrist has been one of your best. Let's hope he continues pitching the way he has. Location's going to be key for him. We know he's tough. He took some licks. He took one off the knee last week and still bounced back and fired that team up for it. But that's where I go with it today. Your lineup, the only thing I think it's a no-brainer. You go Cannon Peebles at DH. Reese Chapman has struck out 7 times in 2 weeks. He has, one hit? And I can't see trotting him back out there again today. I just cannot. I don't care what the numbers say. I don't care how good he looks in the cage before the game. On the field matters. I can't see trotting him out. I can't see trotting Dalton Bargo out. Cannon Peebles has been given solid at bats when given the opportunities here recently. He being a switch hitter, I think you've got to go Cannon Peebles. If you need that backup catcher, you've got Charlie Taylor over there. You still have Bargo who can catch if needed as well. I think that's the only thing you change. I think it has to be Peebles. You put Peebles in, I think good things will happen today. But it's the DH spot. We know how the DH spot has been. It seems like no matter who you put in it, it doesn't produce. I mean, you saw the best guy in it yesterday, and he went 0 for the day. So I expect a better Moore today. I think that dude's going to come out with the chip on his shoulder today. Who's more pressure on today? I think it's obvious. I think it's on Tennessee. I think the pressure is on Tennessee because Evansville, they're playing with house money. They're not supposed to be there. I don't know that many people outside of Evansville would have thought they would be here today. They're a heck of a baseball team. They can hit. They can hit some of the better hitting teams we've seen this year. Let's make no mistake about it. Their pitchers, their bullpen that come in yesterday, who would have thought, man? We've always said we want to avoid the lefty. Tennessee's lit the lefty. It's the righties that's giving them trouble. The righties with these, that throw heavy breaking stuff, they're heavy off speed. They've given Tennessee trouble because Tennessee has trouble going the other way. Their left-handed guys do not. I like their left-handed hitters. They can go the other way. It's like these right-handed guys for Tennessee cannot go the other way or don't. Moore does, but it's normally a bomb if he does. Amick, it's rare to see him go the opposite way. Any of the others with it. So if Reed, the lefty, starts for Evansville, I like that. I like that matchup for Tennessee, especially the way they've been hitting lefties. He's not a big strikeout guy. The big thing for Tennessee, too, you've got to stay in the game for 9 innings. Even if you get a lead, we saw it yesterday, 4-run lead. I don't know if they packed it in, thought they had it in the bag or not. Evansville's not going to quit if they get behind until the game's over. You're going to have to battle with them for 9 innings. Here, okay? Teams get to this point, you're going to have to bring it against them. You let up a little bit, Evansville will take advantage of it. We've seen that. We saw it yesterday, and it come back to get them. Once that team got fired up, they rolled. It's a good baseball team. It's a good hitting team. I think Tennessee has the pitching advantage, but let's face facts, man. Evansville's pitchers, after their starter yesterday located, Tennessee's did not. That was the difference in the baseball game. They're pitching. Tennessee's pitchers, besides Garcia, were awful yesterday. Somebody asked Tony Vitello this in the post game yesterday. I'm going to pose the question. I have my answer on it. I'll let you guys debate it. Any opinions on here? Of course, feel free to agree, disagree. Give me your opinions in the comments if you check this out as well. If Tennessee were to lose today, is the season a failure? I'm going to say no. You still was overall number one. You want to share the SEC championship. You won the SEC tournament. Was the ultimate goal, if they lose today, reach? No. Does that mean the season's a failure? No. I don't think so. I'm going to follow that up with this, though. I have full confidence this team is going to advance today. I think they're going to do what it takes. I think they're going to come out and be ready to go today. Maybe they learned a little bit of a lesson yesterday as well about taking Evansville for granted. They beat them Friday. They got up on them big yesterday. Maybe they started coasting. I don't know on that. Everybody in that dugout, coaches, pitchers, hitters, they've all got to be better today, though. If they're not, that baseball team's going to be watching the College World Series from the same place we are. That's the couch or the recliner. I think this team wants to be in Omaha next week. I think they're going to get there. I think they'll do what it takes. I'm not making any score prediction. I don't care. They can win 1-0. I'm happy with it. If you hold Evansville to nothing, you've done a pretty dang good job with it. But they're going to have to hit. They're going to have to hit for 9 innings. They got to be consistent. Guys are going to have to step up when the situation calls for it. I just hate we have to wait 5 more hours from it. And we'll get this thing uploaded and going. Make sure you like, you share. If you have not already and you like the content, hit that subscribe button also. Super thanks down the bottom right-hand corner. Super thanks. They are used to be put back into the channel to help bring better coverage to the channel as well. I'll be with you tonight. Should be 9:30, 10 o'clock after the post game. That's barring that, I don't know what the weather looks like. Hopefully there's no weather delays or anything. But let's hope for the best. It's Super Sunday. Last Sunday, Tennessee took care of business. I think it was about the same time, around 6 o'clock. Let's hope this Sunday repeats itself. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House Farming Sports Channel. I hope you have an awesome rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys later tonight. Hopefully it's a better ending than it was yesterday. Go Vols. Be super. Take care of business today.
Everyone rejects me.